Asante sana Mheshimiwa, our chief guest, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, the Principal Secretary, present here, Madam Esther, the invited guests, the graduates, wasasi wote kutoka sehemu zote za Kenya. Tumsifu Yesu Kristu. God is good and all the time. Naona watu kama wamelala. Hebu kama unaniona unipungie mkono mahali huko. Asanteni sana. Naona kwamba mumeamka. Let me take this time first to thank God for giving us this opportunity today to celebrate this special occasion. And I want to take this chance first to congratulate you, the Cabinet Secretary, for accepting to come and grace this occasion. I know you are someone who is very busy with a lot of programs. I was there when we discussed with the President that we have the upcoming graduation of Samburu Technical Training College. But when you are just called by one phone call, you really accepted. And I want to thank you for that, accepting to come here. As Mheshimiwa said, it's not easy to get guests from Nairobi accepting to come to Samburu, especially this side. You see, today is very cold for us, as he has said. Sometimes the weather here is not conducive, and accepting here is a lot of sacrifice, and also coming to see the reality. Because sometimes when we present the problems we are facing here, people think that we are just making dramas. But when we discuss about ushers next time, I'm sure you'll have seen the area, how it looks like, the challenges that people face here, and it will be easy for you to come and assist. So let me thank you and the Principal Secretary for the good work she has done. I know maybe we have not met, but we met in the meetings. But ushers has come far. As Mheshimiwa Lentoijoni has said, this is the first technical school that has grown to this level in Samburu. The rest are still coming up. And we want to thank the government for thinking about Samburu, because I don't know how many locals are graduating here today, but I'm sure there are many of them. And even not today, tomorrow I am sure we'll have so many of them. Cabinet Secretary, I want to tell you that I'm also one of the partners who has assisted this school to grow to this level today. I might not have done infrastructural programs like development, but I believe that I built the life of the students to be here today such that the school is we are seeing students today because of our collaboration. As my office at the women representative of Samburu County, in 2004, I brought 184 students here across Samburu County. And I believe they are here. I don't know whether they are here, students that I brought here, under my scholarship. And I'm sure they are learning. Some of them are graduating today, a few of them. And maybe the others will graduate next year or the following year. This year, last year, 2004, I brought 34. And I'm sure even this year we are planning to bring more. Although the principal did not recognize. But I'm sure the students are here and she knows that I'm taking care of them and visiting them always to encourage them to continue learning, because the learning is the only thing that we can give our students to progress. I have some few challenges that has been mentioned here. You see the kind of weather these students are learning under. And I want to thank them for persevering, because I know most of them who come from down Kenya do not experience such kind of climatic condition like what we experience here. They have learned under very harsh conditions, hot weather, but they are graduating today. So I want us to congratulate them and give them a clap, all of us. Because it's not easy to come to Asha's Post, persevere this harsh weather. Even in some conditions, I know the place is not so developed as down Kenya is. But I want to thank you for bringing the Asha's Post into the map of Kenya. Because he did not accept to come and learn here, this institution could not have grown to this level. But because you are here, your parents have volunteered, your parents have sacrificed, your parents have paid for your fees, we are happy today to come and celebrate this special day for you. So thank you so much for coming here and also putting Asha's Post into the map of Kenya. I'm sure you have given a good example, even to the locals here. Next graduation, I'm sure we will feel more tense like we are here today. Waziri, mimi niko na few things that I want to mention, apart from thanking you for this. And Mheshimiwa Lentoijoni has mentioned the things that we want you to help us do here. It is terrible to live here without water. So he has said one borehole. I don't know whether one borehole can support the population that is here. So if you see somewhere, because sometimes the Ministry of Education, I know you get some boreholes even from partners or even from the ministry, please rusha moja hapa, because if with the weather, if you don't have water, hapa watoto wanaweza kusimia, and then maybe we'll be dealing with some cases. So kama utapata maji, assist him, because I know the water is really a big challenge here, and especially in the northern Kenya. Another challenge, Waziri, here, you see most of the students, most of them don't come from here. They come from other areas away from here. And you see, these are pastoralist community. They move from here today. When the school closed, wakifunga, when they go, they find them, they have moved somewhere else. They use some days even to locate where their parents have moved on. So when we think about the hostels, having hostels in this school, I think it will be a noble project that will enable more students to come here and learn. Because some of them live from Lenguris, Serolipi, that is far. And affording the hostels here, it is really a big problem and a big challenge for most of our parents. So mimi nakuomba, because President had promised when he came here, alisema kwamba atatupatia through the housing, affordable housing program, atatupatia 200 hostels. I'm sure when we build the 200 hostels here, the students will be accommodated and more of them will be able to join, because the main challenge here is now the accommodation and meals for the students. And once that is sorted, I'm sure most of the students from this area will be able to join and learn and come and help the community. So please follow up that one, because it was a presidential directive. I'm sure it will be built. Na tukiangalia tuko na land kubwa sana. Ukiangalia yale magari, they are still within the school compound. So hatuna shida ya land. And if there is still shida ya land, we can still ask the community to extend. So ours is having the project. We have our students hosted here, and then their learning will be easy. The other challenge that's not associated with the school, Waziri, is that last June, because now we have the opportunity, I tell you what the problems that I wanted to see you, to tell you. I hosted the former deputy president in Maraland, and I took him to Kisima Girls Secondary School. Kisima Girls Secondary School happened to be my former secondary school, and he had promised, because the girls were congested in one dormitory, he promised to build them a dormitory, and he gave a commitment letter. Today, as I speak, the principal is still holding the commitment letter. Last June, it's now 7 months down the line. So I would like to ask you, because you were not there at that time, please just honor the request, because it was a presidential directive, and ensure that we'll have that dormitory so that our girls can get accommodated and learn in their school well. The other thing is that we have a challenge of JSS school. I know there was a directive for the MPs to support the government in putting up the JSS schools. I got a delegation last week from a place called Loikumkum in Samburu North. They told me that the students are learning under the trees because they didn't have a JSS class and a grade 6 class. But since now they have students for grade 6, they removed grade 1 and 2 to study outside under the tree so that they can accommodate grade 6. So when we think about the JSS classes, I will give this as a special priority so that we consider Loikumkum Primary School to have a class so that students can get out of under the tree. You know, the weather is still the same here as Loikumkum, or even more worse than it is here. The other challenge is the school feeding program. Waziri, as you see here, we can't grow anything. This is a dry area that we depend on livestock entirely for our livelihood. Sometimes when it's dry, because we depend on livestock, the livestock die. The cows or the kettles or the camels, or sometimes they move to very far distances. So if we don't get food in our schools, it will really affect the enrollment or the retention of the students in our schools. When the schools have food, we have the attendance of the schools 100%. But when we lack food in the schools, you see that the attendance of the school dropping, and even we lose some of the students. And that has been a motivation for the student to come to school for a long time. So I would request you that when we have the school feeding program, it enhances education in Samburu County. But since last time, the food has come, I think 10 days to the closing of the school. So you could imagine how many students will have we lost since we opened the school until the exam time. So, and we don't only need food when it's about to close the school. So we need the food from the day one of the opening of the schools until the day of the closing, so that we ensure that the learning in our schools is not interrupted, and the students attend the schools without interference. So please take Samburu as one of the arid and one of the ASAL areas that require food, and ensure that the food is brought at the right time. The other thing is I always have a complaint with the TSC about the teachers, our teachers from Samburu who are retained in Marsabit County. Some of them have stayed there for like 10 years. And these are young people. They have left their families here, and they were taken here to go and teach. I want to tell you, Waziri, this is my 3rd year in Parliament. And from the day one of my entrance to Nairobi, I've been going to TSC to pursue them to release the teachers from Samburu who have been held in Marsabit to come back to home and come and teach their students here. I believe that even from the other side, they have teachers who have been trained and they can take up the responsibility. Out of the list that I took to TSC, out of 36, I only saw 10 of them brought up. And some of them are undergoing depression. They are young guys who have left their wives behind. They cannot take their families to Marsabit. And I think even in Parliament, we had passed the bill of delocalization. So please, I want you to support us, ensure our teachers who are held in Marsabit are released to come home and join their families, and also discharge their duties here, because we also need them as much as they are needed in Marsabit. The last thing is about the stall projects of Ministry of Education. We have some projects which were initiated last time, I think last financial year or the other year, the previous year. But up to today, those projects have not been completed. We have one laboratory in Moi Girls High School, which is not complete, and the dormitory of Kisima Girls that I'm talking about. So it's my humble request that when you go to Nairobi, please put them into your priority list. Lastly, ningependa kuwashukuru wananchi wa Ashas. Asanteni kwa kukaribisha wageni. Hebu tuwapigie watu wetu wa Ashas makofi. Tunasema asante kwa kukaribisha wageni wetu vizuri. Na tumeambia waziri hapa hakuna wasiwasi. County Commissioner aliashua kwamba hakuna insecurity. Tulijaribu kuongoja huko lakini aliambiwa Samburu ni mbaya. Samburu ni mbaya kweli? Tunakaribisha wageni sana na tunawapenda. Kwa hivyo feel free. Ukitaka kulala, we have very beautiful lodges here. You can sleep over or you can come over the weekend. Hakuna wasiwasi hapa. Jambo la mwisho, ningependa tu kuambia wasasi wa Achas Post. Tafadhali tuchukue advantage ya shule hii kuwa hapa. Last time nilikuja hapa kutafuta watoto wa kupatia scholarship. Na nikawapatia watoto 20. Nilipata watoto 10. Kwa sababu bado tuko na ile notion na kufikiria kwamba wale watoto ambao wanasoma hapa technical ni wale watoto wameanguka. Diploma ambayo utapata kwa university ni the same diploma ambayo unapata hapa. Certificate ile unapata Nairobi ni the same certificate ambayo unapata hapa. Kwa hivyo ningependa kuomba wasasi, ukipeleka mtoto Nairobi, utaenda kulipia nyumba, na nyumba ni gharama kubwa kuliko bei ya hapa Achas Post. Kwa hivyo mimi naomba wakaaji wa hapa. Tunaona watoto kutoka mbali, kutoka Western, kutoka Meru, sijui kutoka wapi, wanakuja hapa kwa sababu wanajua umuhimu ya masomo. Mimi naamini hata sisi wa Samburu sasa tumejua umuhimu ya masomo. Kwa hivyo nawaomba kwamba mwaka ujao, kama mwaka huu kama kutakuwa na admission, tungependa kutuona watoto wengi kutoka hapa locality, kutoka hapa Achas Post, Rolipi, Lerata na hizi areas ya Waso, wakichukua na advantage ya institution kama hii. Hii ni institution ambayo ni one of the best in Kenya. Na mmeona hata waziri pamoja na principal secretary wamekuja. Sio kazi mchezo. Kwa hivyo chukueni advantage ya ile kazi ambayo Mungu ametupatia, ile facility ambayo Mungu ametupatia, ili tuweze kusomesha watoto wetu. Juzi Maralal kuna mama ambaye alifanya KCSE na mtoto wake. Na mama baada ya kufanya KCSE alipata B- na msichana akapata C+. Unaona hata mama wanaweza kusoma. Nafurahi yule mama tuliona kwa TV Mirela kwa sababu namjua. Kwa hivyo hata naomba wale wakina mama wanafanya kazi hapa, tafuta nafasi kidogo, kimbia hapa ufanye course. Fanya course fupi ya mwezi 6. Unapata certificate, kazi ikipatikana utapata. Hata unaweza boresha ile biashara unafanya. Kwa hivyo shule hii si kwa ajili ya vijana peke yao, hata wamama. Wamama mko? Tuko na wamama hapa? Hata wachanga. Madam Principal, nataka tufikirie hata mambo ya beadwork kwa sababu I'm very passionate about the beadwork. Tunataka kusaidia wakina mama wapate skills. Ili wakishona hii changa hata tunaweza kuuza ngambo tukiwa hapa. Kwa hivyo wakina mama wachukue advantage isiyo ya watoto peke yao, wamama wasome na pia wababa wasibaki nyuma, kwa sababu mtoto akisoma na mama asome na wababa wataenda wapi? Si hata wasome. Sasa tusome wote. Ningependa tu kuwashukuru sana. Na wanafunzi wetu wale ambao wamegraduate leo, tunasema congratulations. Mkienda pale, pelekeni jina safi ya Achas Post. Nafikiri mmekaa vizuri. Kama tulikaa vibaya hamungefika hapa. Kwa hivyo mkienda huko, pass out the good name of the school and encourage others to come. Kwa sababu shule sio structures, shule ni wanafunzi na walimu ambao wanawafunza. Kwa hivyo tunasema asante. Sijui kama sijasikia principal akisema tuko na shortage ya walimu. Wakubwa wako hapa. Na tunataka waanzishe zile courses ambaye inaweza saidia our locals. So because of the period you have said here, maybe if there is a skill that is required that to help the communities around, please discuss and maybe we can see how they can support you in terms of giving the teachers. Ya mwisho, nafasi ya kazi, Madam Principal. Wakati kazi inatoka, tafadhali consider locals. I had had a complaint and I had not said to you. Nimenyamaza, nimesema tutatafuta time. But next time when we have the opportunities of employment, these graduates ambayo umejaza hapa, this is the skills. Hii ni nafasi ya kazi wanatafuta. So please next time patia nafasi kidogo kwa hawa vijana ambayo tunawatrain hapa. Juzi kuna mmoja ambaye amemaliza ICT na wakati wali apply wali advertise public service kazi Nairobi. Nimepatwa kijana mmoja ambaye amesoma hapa na nitasukuma yeye nihakikishe kwamba amefanya kazi, amepata hiyo kazi. So we want to encourage hata ile nafasi inapatikana, let us give them the opportunity so that it can be a motivation even to the others to come and learn. Mungu awabariki na karibuni Samburu, tunawapenda.